Hello everyone, this is Xratios Investor. Please note that this video is for educational purpose, and please still do your own research. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Apparently Aphria's LATAM holdings in Colombia, Argentina, Jamaica are completely worthless, and unfortunately we are yet to see Aphria's rebuttal on this that were supposed to reinstate investors' confidence. You must be wondering why I still like Aphria stock despite this controversy when people would usually avoid this stock from the uncertainty. First thing first, I have to admit that I did doubt myself during the short report. However, after reanalyzing Aphria, I reached the verdict that this stock at the moment is hugely undervalued. Of course, I could be wrong here, but please be patient and hear me out here as I truly think that Aphria stock can easily hit $10 in the near-term future, likely in a month to 6 months' time, just because there are so many reasoning pointing that makes me believe in Aphria. So let's get started on the 3 reasons why I think Aphria is undervalued. Reason number 1, Gabriel Grego, of Quintessential Capital initiated a short-selling report against Aphria on December 2018 as they were probably the biggest winner benefiting from panic seller after the initial release of the short-selling report. After researching this, I cannot help but think that this allegation was false and hugely exaggerated. The story is that Aphria acquired LATAM Holdings assets that include Marigold Projects, a licensed Jamaican grower, a pharmaceutical distribution warehouse in Argentina and licensed farmland in Colombia for the price of $225 million. Hindenburg and Quintessential uncovers a connection between Sol Global Investments and Aphria's advisors and questioned the farm's existence, calling the acquisitions part of a shell game to funnel money to insiders at an inflated price as they claimed that there was no cannabis farm or dispensary, and concluded that Aphria stock is virtually worthless. However, after digging deeper with the help of reliable investigative journalist report by Bloomberg, turns out there is indeed operating farm in Jamaica in addition to a weed shop, basically negating the short-selling report claim. In other words, Bloomberg managed to find everything that Quintessential and Hindenburg claimed wasn't there. Also, since then as of recently, Quintessential and Hindenburg conveniently decided to move on after the change in management when CEO and co-founder, Vic Neufeld and Cole Cacciavillani decided to step down from their executive positions. To be honest, I personally think that it doesn't add up just because Vic and Cole will remain on Aphria's board. Also, if you look at the recent insider buys, you can tell that investors and board members remained confident in Aphria. Maybe there's some actuality of Aphria purchasing Scythian Biosciences for an inflated price, but it is tough to know as there is no concrete evidence that prove Aphria insiders have been engaged in the so-called shell game. Reason number 2 is probably the most important of all, the change in leadership. Not saying that Vic is horrible, but he is definitely not good enough. You would have think that Aphria management team had learnt their lesson from sealing questionable deals, but there was history back in March 2018, where Aphria had put themselves in a questionable situation when they completed its buyout of Nuvera for $425 million as Nuvera had no experience producing cannabis and has posted virtually no revenue. What Nuvera appears to have is a set of international relationships in Italy, Israel and Germany, and a well-connected board of directors and management team hailing from the world of online gaming, tech and pharmaceuticals. While I believe that the Vic and Cole's Nuvera scandal and LATAM acquisition is unintentional, many people would have seen that coming, that is Vic and Cole stepping down from their respective position for handling it poorly. I believe that they have been biased in their purchases even if the shell game controversy was obviously unintended. Getting rid of CEO Vic after this too questionable deal in the span of 9 months is much needed if Aphria is going to regain the trust of the investors. Aphria has a strong and experienced management team and none of them have resigned despite the recent controversy. I believe that the new CEO can open the door to new relations, only time can tell. Reason number 3 is a news that perhaps some may already know. GGB, the Green Growth Brands' hostile takeover bid around $8.07 per share when Aphria was trading at 25% below the offered price. Green Growth Brands is a U.S. cannabis retail company with only one retail location and market caps of $200 million on the U.S. OTC markets. The company just started producing revenue a few months ago and is currently still on a huge loss. But the good thing is Green Growth Brands is backed by the Schottenstein family, billionaires who own stakes in multiple huge retailers. Perhaps it will not be GGB as Aphria's management believe that the offer is far too low. Although GGB has reiterated their interest in the takeover and higher bids could likely to follow up. Eventually when a deal is completed, I am not saying it will be Green Growth Brands, but I believe it could send Aphria's stock price up when Aphria has a deal in hand. Before I end this video, I want to talk a little bit on the recent earning report that ended on November 30, 2018. Judging from the earnings report, Aphria did great but not amazing as they fell a little short from expectation. With earning per share of 22 cents, compared to last year of 9 cents, up by 19 cents. Net revenue increased to $21.7 million, an increase of 63% from prior quarter on initial sales to Canadian adult use market. Net income was $54.8 million, increased of 743% year-over-year. Sold 3.4 kilograms of cannabis, increased of 92% compared to first fiscal quarter. Operating expenses increased from a little over $20 million to $27.54 million. Considering the fact that Canada were short in pot supply, nothing impressive in terms of number-wise on the recreational sales, as Aphria's report didn't exactly cover the 1 month and a half time period of post-legalization, so it is tough to tell exactly how well Aphria did during that span. I honestly don't think this is for faint-hearted investors because funds could likely remain with Aphria stock for that 1 to 6 months duration. I still couldn't help it but think that a deal could likely be happening soon, with Aphria, Aurora, and Tilray being the remaining US-listed Canadian LP. That's all I have for this video. Please note that this is what I personally believe from my research, and I will be glad to hear your opinion whether you agree or disagree with me. As always, do note that speculation caused people to pay no attention to stock valuation and consideration, so please exercise the stock with caution and please still do your own due diligence. Subscribe here for more stock videos, and leave a thumbs up if you liked this video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Till next time.